Hey everybody, Chris from BPI here. You may wonder why I'm standing like this right now. I know it looks weird, but I got two things I'm really excited to tell you about. One, we got some great friends in the industry, specifically the guys at Muscle & Strength. They've been a great website for, I'm gonna guess, about 20 years. I remember looking at Muscle & Strength in the early 2000s, and they've been a great partner to BPI. So I wanted to reach out and just say, hey guys over there, thanks, you guys are great, and we appreciate your partnership. But even more than that, I wanted to brag for a minute. We are very proud that BPI's ISO-HD has become the #1 selling protein product on the Muscle & Strength website. What does that really mean? Well, one, it means that we have a lot of people who give their trust to BPI. And to you guys, I want to say I'm grateful and thank you. I also want to say that when you're looking at the protein space, it seems to me like it's either going to be one of two things. Either people think, protein's protein, or people look at all the options and get overwhelmed. It's a really interesting spot. So let me just tell you about ISO-HD. So in the world of protein, and I'm not even just talking about BPI, in the protein world, let me start with this. There's real foods. There's pieces of chicken, there's eggs, there's steak. That's all protein. And guess what? If you want to be a jacked bodybuilder, you got to eat that stuff, unless you're a vegan. Then you figure it out otherwise. But assume you're a normal guy who wants to get jacked. Not that vegans are abnormal. Assuming you're a standard guy. But bear with me. Sorry, guys. Right. So assuming you're on a standard bodybuilding type diet, you want a lot of protein. So maybe it's that chicken, egg, steak, tofu, whatever it may be. But a lot of people are also going to turn to a protein powder. And there's various degrees of quality to protein powder. I should add this though. Most processed whey proteins, being a whey blend or an isolate, they're all really good quality. So you're already playing with some good stuff. But what happens is through the protein spectrum, you can process, refine, eliminate sugars, eliminate additional fats, and move through various levels of quality. Isolate protein, as the name implies, is really the premier kind because you're really isolating the protein fractions, so you're really getting just protein. That's why when you buy an ISO, you might notice maybe the serving size is slightly smaller, or maybe when you mix it in water without an ice in a blender, it's a little bit thinner in consistency. But that's what ISO is. BPI's ISO-HD is really a great high-end protein. I personally, I work here, so I get pick of whatever's in the warehouse. Of course, I'm going to pick the best, but I use about 4 scoops of ISO-HD a day, and I'll tell you what I do. In the morning, I always have 2 scoops of ISO-HD with a scoop of chia and flax mixed together, and sometimes I put a scoop of the powdered peanut butter in there for flavor. I love it. That's my morning breakfast. Winds up with all that stuff added to it, because sometimes I do put a little tablespoon of peanut butter too. Winds up to be about 400 calories. I do it after my cardio. It's an awesome breakfast. One of my tricks is whenever we get back from lunch, and I've been trying to eat good lately and clean up the diet, we get back from lunch and I want a dessert. I used to go into one of my friends' offices here and get a handful of trail mix or something. What I've been doing now is putting actually about 3/4 of a scoop of the ISO-HD in a cup of coffee. Mixes up almost like a macchiato or something like that from, I don't want to give names, a leading coffee chain. I love it. It works for me. Maybe some people don't like it. And you know what? If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. So no pressure. And then I usually wind up taking a 4 scoop some point late at night, not late, but after work time frame. Either I'm working out and I don't want to eat a lot of food, so maybe I have a little ISO-HD then. Or sometimes if I come home and eat, I try to eat a piece of chicken or some eggs at night, but now it's 9:30 and you're on the couch and you're still fucking starving. So sometimes right then I slip in another scoop just to keep me satiated. And of course, because you're putting just protein in, there's really no guilt and none of the carbs at night, type of stuff that you carry on yourself. Anyway, that's probably too much about protein and too much about ISO-HD, but just to sum it up, Muscle & Strength, thank you for making this your #1 selling protein product. We're really proud to be in that spot. You are a great retailer. This is a great product and it's a great combination. So between the ISO and Muscle & Strength, everything's awesome. Thank you. And consumers, always check this website. They have great deals on all your supplement needs.